This is the July 2014 edition of Sci-Fi Journal. I'm Marc Morisseau. Also hosting the show today are
Calvin Watts. Hello.
Jay Kingston.
And James Hinsey will show up later on during the program. We are at beautiful Colt State Park in Bristol, Rhode Island. If you live in the New England, Rhode Island area, you have to come down to this place because it is wicked, awesome, and cool. And we also have a Rhode Island this is a Rhode Island Science Fiction Club meeting, so we're getting together for nice cookout barbecue. And today we have an audience. Let's hear from the audience. As you can see, we have a rowdy audience today. Yeah, we have a letterbox here too, which is pretty cool. So, as always, we have a bunch of stuff to share with you, and we start off with a little movie news and something called Popcorn Previews.
Okay, jumping right in, we've got the first clip is Guardians of the Galaxy. It's the clip for the it's the new trailer for what is one of the most highly anticipated science fiction films of 2014. Now, I've already hyped it before, so I'm not going to go through with who's starring in it because you probably already seen it. But this is still no rating yet, and it's going to be out on August 1st. Of this year. So let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
I come from Earth, a planet of outlaws. My name is Peter Quill. There's one other name you might know me by. Star-Lord.
Who?
Well, Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw. Guys? Forget it. So here we are. A thief, two thugs, an assassin, and a maniac. But we're not gonna stand by as evil wipes out the galaxy. I guess we're stuck together. Partners.
Are you telling me the fate of 12 billion people is in the hands of these criminals?
Oh, yeah.
I look around, you know what I see? Losers. But life's giving us a chance.
To do what?
Something good, something bad, a bit of both.
Oh, what the hell? I don't got that long a lifespan anyway.
Like me, except me.
They call themselves the Guardians of the Galaxy. This might not be the best idea.
Okay, next we've got Big Hero 6. And this is it's a Disney animated film. There are no voice actors listed, but Hiro Hamada is a robotics genius who is caught in a task of trying to create a robotic superhero to save the world. And it's a Disney film, so it's going to be having a lot of heart and a lot of funny stuff in it. Oh yes. So let's take a look at that. Next, we've got Snowpiercer. Chris Evans and Jamie Bell star in this movie, and Earth's only survivors of a failed ecological engineering experiment board a train to try and survive the ecological disaster that's happened. It's like a nuclear winter outside now, and it's in the near future, and there are factions on the train that are trying to control the other factions on the train, and it's an action-adventure thriller. It's rated R, and it is out in theaters as we're showing this episode. So let's take a look at that trailer.
This chaos. 1,000 people in an iron box. 18 years I've hated the train. 18 years I've waited for this moment.
This is the world. The train saved humanity.
The engine lasts forever. The population must always be kept in balance.
I said sit down.
Passengers, eternal order flows from the sacred engine. We must occupy our preordained position. I belong to the front. You belong to the tail. Know your place. Keep your place.
Those bastards in the front think they own us.
We'll be different when we get there.
What do you say?
We take the engine, and we control the world.
When is the time?
Soon.
This is disorder.
We're going to the front. Open the gate.
We know you well, Mr. Curtis. We've been watching you. Precisely 74% of you shall die. Everybody back!
I'm not a leader.
You're already our leader.
This is your destiny.
And last but not least, we've got Jupiter Ascending, and this stars Channing Tatum and Mila Kunis, and it's about Jupiter Jones, who's an ordinary girl who has aspirations for the stars, but is stuck on Earth cleaning houses for a living, until Channing Tatum comes and visits her and convinces her that her destiny lies among the stars. And well, basically that's the movie in a nutshell. And this is no rating, and this one is going to be out in 2015. It was supposed to be out in July of 2014, but because of special effects problems, it's been pushed back to at least February. So, let's take a look at that new trailer.
There was a hunter in the Legion, a legend.
No matter who or what he is, he's after our bounty.
Make sure this is the right one.
It's her.
Good. Kill her.
Who are you?
Jane Wise, I'm here to help you.
I just need to know what in the hell is going on.
I think we might have stumbled into a war with some of the most powerful dynasties in the universe.
Why is this happening to me?
You are royalty, Your Majesty.
You are in for a surprise when you find out what I do for a living.
It's not what you do, it's what you are.
I want her found, and I want her dead.
Your Majesty's life is going to change.
Why help me?
Your Earth is a very small part of a very large industry. Right now, Barlem owns the title to Earth. Once you claim it, the Earth will belong to you.
I will harvest that planet tomorrow before I let her take it from me.
We need a plan. We need firepower.
In case I get the chance again.
You've been searching for one thing your whole life. And she's down there. Here we go.
You should have stayed dead.
And that is it for popcorn previews for the month of July. And now over to everybody's favorite segment, Game Over with Calvin Watts.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Boy, we're just going to have loads of fun today, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Well, since we're in the middle of Colt State Park in Bristol, and there really isn't a TV to be found anywhere, and I'm just getting bombarded with squirrel stuff, there really isn't a whole lot on the home video forefront, other than some people throwing stuff at me, which I'm going to kill later on. But I was in my local movie stop the other day, and I was looking at the upcoming releases, and I just found this interesting.
Now, which local movie stop was it?
In Massachusetts and Seekonk, actually. So the person that was there was helping me out, and I actually made a purchase, which was pretty cool. But they have like all these new releases coming out, and they had all of the summer hits, and they already had like release dates, like Guardians of the Galaxy, which is coming out on like December 2nd, if I remember off the top of my head. Now, mind you, when we're taping this, we're still over a month away before they even coming out in the theaters, and yet it already has a home video release date.
Right.
And we actually got to talking for a few minutes, and it was a really interesting conversation about how not many people go to the movies anymore unless it's like an event movie or something like that. And we actually were kind of like the same philosophy. I don't really go to the movies anymore to see a comedy or a drama unless it's something really epic, because it's something you can watch at home. Like Transformers is an epic movie for some people, but you know, it's probably worth seeing on the big screen. But basically, all of the summer movies that you already have, like, you know, release dates. Godzilla is going to be out well before Christmas, and Captain America comes out in September, and there's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming out in the fall. But for right now, not a whole lot.
Transformers!
Quiet over on the set. All right, this is the heart of PAX East. Behind me, and I'm going to show you just how big this is the Show Expo floor. This is where you're going to check out all the demos, all the new games that are coming out, lots of free swag that you can pick up, all sorts of stuff. I don't know exactly how much we're going to get down there, because it's just to see humanity. Come and take a look, and you can tell you just what I mean. I mean, there are literally thousands of people down there all over the area. If you can see, you know, the Newegg's there, Machinima is there. You got a lot of independent games. Microsoft has a booth here. The main ones, 2K, Ubisoft, League of Legends. A lot of fun. A lot of independent games, which is still really cool. In fact, each year they have a whole section dedicated to this independent games. A lot of hands-on stuff. Let's go down and have some fun. While it's a lot of fun to see the heavy hitters and all the big, you know, multi-billion-dollar games that you know are coming out, I also have a lot more fun, it seems, with the smaller independent games. And we have Aaron from Flip5 Games talking about a game that's available on Steam right now. I just got to try it. It's a lot of fun, called Race the Sun.
Race the Sun, yeah.
How you doing today?
Good.
So I'll talk a little bit about your game.
So Race the Sun is basically an endless racer, and the theme is that you're a solar power craft racing into the sunset. So you're kind of hurtling towards the setting sun, and when the sun goes down, you run out of power and it's game over. So the goal is just to catch speed boosts that sort of reverse the sun and just keep the game going as long as you can.
So it's a very simplistic game, but simplistic, as we all know from Tetris and from, you know, so many other games that have come out over the years, it can be a lot of fun. So you have a PlayStation version coming out as well?
Yeah, we're working on a PlayStation version, so it'll be PS Vita, PS3, and PS4. And that'll be a cross-buy, so you buy it once and it's available on all three. So.
Well, cool. Do you have a website where people can go for more information about your company, your games?
Sure. Yep. Our website is flipfly.com, and Race the Sun is also available on the Steam platform.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, for me, one of the highlights of PAX East is the American Classic Arcade Museum. It's located on the top level, if I remember correctly, up at Fun Spot, which is the largest arcade in the world up in Laconia, New Hampshire. And these guys come down, take a whole bunch of classic arcade games, including some really rare stuff, set it up. It's all free play, and so you can go in and relive like nostalgic classic arcade gameplay. And we are here with one of the members of the ACAM. Gary, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing just fine, having a blast. How's PAX East going for you so far?
It's been busy. A lot of people through the room. We brought down 40 machines with us, and we're getting pretty tired.
I can see. Why don't you talk a little bit about the museum and what it all stands all about?
Okay, the American Classic Arcade Museum is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Our mission is to save arcade history, but have it in a hands-on environment where people can come and actually experience what the arcade was like during its heyday. We don't believe in, you know, stanchioning machines off and saying, please don't touch this. We have a 1971 nutting computer space at the museum that we let people play. Very rare. Most other places you go to, you won't be able to touch one. You can see it. But, you know, we encourage people to come and play it. That's what it's about, to live the experience.
Right. For those of you who do not know, Computer Space is the actual first video game that was put into a cabinet. Pong came just after that.
Yeah, very true. A lot of people think Pong was the first video game ever, but Computer Space was. It wasn't as popular because the gameplay isn't overly exciting, and at least Pong, you and I could play against each other, you know, and any game where you can get player versus player into it usually is much more successful.
That's right, and there are some other rare games, very rare games you have up there, Death Race being one of them by Exidy, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we have actually a very rare Death Race. Most Death Race games were in a white cabinet with black graphics, or they were in a black cabinet with white graphics. Ours is in a yellow cabinet with black graphics, and that's the way we got it. So we have not been able to find another one painted in that color scheme. And from everything we've been able to tell from the vintage aroma that came with the cabinet, very smelly, everything is original. So it came yellow with black graphics. And as you said, very controversial game. In fact, back in '76 when it came out, a lot of places banned it and made the distributorships take the game back because it was so violent. And I joke with people nowadays and say, if you release that today, first of all, nobody would buy it because it's so boring. But number two, it would probably get an E for everyone rating.
It really is funny how technology has progressed over the past 35, 40 some odd years. Now, one of the games that you're highlighting here is Flower, which is one of the rarest games I've ever had the chance to play. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Flower is a very obscure game. The little bit of history we've been able to find on it is that the game appears to have been designed and programmed in Japan, but a company in Norwood, Massachusetts called Komax, K-O-M-A-X, apparently bought the licensing to it to distribute it in the US, and they packaged it as conversion kits and tried to, you know, sell them. But from what we've been able to find out, that was the only game they ever marketed. And doing a Google Earth search, because the brochure has the address of the company on it, comes up to a residential neighborhood. And, you know, correct street address, everything. But so it must have been, from what we've been able to guess anyway, a one-man show working out of his house. And they released the one game, and that was it. Done. One and done. Yeah.
That's really cool. And you can't really have, I mean, yes, you can emulate and you can do all that stuff, but there's nothing like playing an arcade game the way it's supposed to be played. And being able to preserve that for future generations is a really good ideal.
Yeah, you're right. You know, we were talking about this yesterday on a console panel where they would take the arcade coin-op version of the game and try to translate it into a console version. We were using Missile Command as an example, where you have 3 base buttons and a trackball, and then when it came out on the 2600, you had a joystick and 1 button. So the gameplay tends to be vastly different in a home environment than it does with the real arcade cabinet.
So why don't you give out some information on ACAM, and you know, we can hand out your website and we can give out some information, so when you get the chance to go up to New Hampshire, you got to check this place out. It's really worth the time.
Oh, great. Thank you. Yeah, our website address is classicarcademuseum.org, and all of our information is on there. You can find out about our game collections, our mission statement. If you'd like to donate, there's a section on there for donating. And thank you for giving us the chance to promote.
Oh, you are very welcome. We're going to go take a look inside and go take a check out some of these rare games. Let's go take a look. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Now, one of the really cool things about PAX East is that if you're done walking around the show floor or checking out some panels, or you know, just having a good time and you want to relax, they have free play rooms. There's actually 2 rooms they have. One that does modern stuff, and we're sitting in the classic console room. It's basically like a free public library. If you want to go check out an old game or a new game, like I said, the other room has like your Xbox Ones and your PlayStation 4s. This room, we have setups from the Atari 2600. There's a Pong over there in the corner, PlayStation. There's a Sega 32X that's set up. And, you know, if they have a game here you want to go and check out, you can go ahead and check out. There's somebody playing Space Invaders over in the corner. Somebody's playing Mario Kart. We got Street Fighter from, you know, like the Sega Genesis going on. It's a lot of fun, and it's something you definitely got to check out if you come up here. One of the more fun things that you can do over at PAX, what you're looking right now, is basically a jam out stage where people are playing Rock Band. It's free to play. All you got to do is you can go up, have a couple of friends with you. If you want to go solo, get in line, and just go ahead and jam out. Constantly busy. Every time I've been here, there's always been a line, and it's a lot of fun to do. And even going on 7, 8, 9, 10, almost 8 years since the original Rock Band came out, it just goes to show you just how long and just how fun this game can still be even today. Of course, the quality of music might not be exactly top of the line, but the enthusiasm is there. And if you haven't tried Rock Band yet, then what are you waiting for? Wow, what a long, busy, but fun day that we have had over at PAX.
That's awesome!
I gotta give a thank you to Marc Morisseau, who has been our camera person, helping me out. My wife Leslie, and also Kevin Williams for helping me do all the fun stuff that I had here today. Hope to be back next year. Had an absolute blast. Hopefully you guys had as much fun watching this as I had fun doing it. We're back to the studio. Anyways, moving on to video gaming.
What happens when you get cheats.
Yeah, I know. Moving on to video gaming, there isn't a whole lot going on there now, though we just had E3 just pass us by.
Yep.
And really not a whole lot of major blockbuster announcements going on.
I have a question.
Yes?
Can you buy an Xbox One without the Kinect and live a happy life? Because that's what they're offering right now.
You can now buy an Xbox One without a Kinect and live a happy life.
Okay, that's good.
So Microsoft finally fixed the last of their issues that they've been bombarded with or blasted with ever since talking about the Xbox One launch. You can now get an Xbox One system without the Kinect camera for a retail price of $399. So
later on you can save your $100 and purchase one.
So later on you can save $100 and you can purchase a Kinect camera at some point. They'll be sold separately. And there's still many reasons to have a Kinect camera. Depending on what you want to do. Without it, you can't do like a Twitch feed or, a lot of social aspects of gaming. And it is really fun to be able to control the stuff with, voice commands. And plus, there are some really cool games coming out for it. One of the biggest announcements from E3 with the Xbox was they showed one of the finalized versions of the Harmonix Disney Fantasia movie game, which has Kinect and features stuff, and that's basically what you use to control the game, which looks incredible. So, but Microsoft has really turned things around from last year, and they're starting to show a little bit of momentum. So we'll have to see how it turns out. But a lot of the stuff really was just more of the same. They focused heavily on the new Assassin's Creed game that's going to be coming out, and a new Call of Duty game that's going to be coming out, and sequels and updates and more people, and it really is. It seems to be more of the same. So hopefully you'll see some other innovations and stuff coming out that we'll be able to talk about and enjoy. It seems like the Wii U has gotten a bit of a resurgence with Mario Kart 8. More people have been picking that up and been talking about that. So now I'm back on the fence as to whether or not I'm going to get one sooner or later. So
What? You get an Xbox One. Do you have a PS4?
I do not.
I would get a PS4 before I picked up a Wii U.
Why?
Because graphics better. I like the interface of a PS4 better than a Wii U.
Yeah, but they don't have Nintendo games.
They don't, but I don't really care about it.
Well, that's because you're crazy, but that's just you. One of the really cool things to come out of E3, though, they started showing more of what the Oculus Rift can do. You guys know what that is, right? That's the virtual reality headset. One of the highlights and what is one of the games that is getting good buzz, and it's on my short list of must-have games this fall, is Alien Isolation.
Oh, yeah.
And so they were doing Ripley's daughter. So it's set like 15 years after the original Alien. So it's set between the first and second movies. Okay. And it's much more of a psychological thriller than anything else. And they were doing demos of the game with the Google Glass or the Oculus Rift. I'm sorry. Right. And people were really creeped out. I mean, it was that good. And it's just showing innovation like that, which we'll have to see how things are going. But we'll do, once we're back in the studio, I'll do a little bit more comprehensive review of E3 and show you some trailers and whatnot and what have you. Okay. So that is all I have, except next month we are going to be taking a little road trip somewhere in Rhode Island, someplace really special, and hopefully you'll get some enjoyment out of it as we have. So I will just leave it at that.
A mystery surprise.
So earlier this month, you guys know the Rhode Island Comic Con has been really successful for the state of Rhode Island. They're going to be going into their third Comic-Con, and it's been so wildly successful that the organizers had decided to do a horror-themed convention, which is basically the first of its kind here in Rhode Island, called TerrorCon. And that took place earlier this month, and we were invited to go down and cover the show, which is what we did, and we had an excellent time. And so here is some of that footage. Hopefully you will enjoy it.
It's June 2014. We're at the very first TerrorCon at the Rhode Island Convention Center. I'm Marc Morisseau. Also today are
James Hinsey
and
Calvin Watts.
All right, we're going to have lots of fun today. This is the very first TerrorCon in existence, okay? Sponsored or produced by the same people who do the Rhode Island Comic-Con in the fall. All right, go ahead.
And that has been such a success, they decided to do something in the summertime, but this is more geared towards horror with a little bit of fantasy stuff thrown in. A lot of actors and actresses here, a lot of people doing cosplay, and we're going to have a really good time, and hopefully you will see just how good of a time we're going to have.
Yep, and I'm just here to have fun, you know. And this will be kind of like my last opportunity, though, to wear Snape during the summer here. And what else? Rhode Island Comic-Con is again in November, right? So
Yep.
we'll be back for that. This is the July show, so we're going back and forth between our picnic and here, TerrorCon, so have fun.
Should be fun, so let's take a look.
Hey, James here with the New England Brethren of Pirates. So tell me, how'd you guys start?
We started, we're members of the 501st, the Star Wars group, and we decided that, you know, we're doing pirates, and we thought that we add, you know, do kind of a group kind of like the 501st, but as pirates. And I don't know, I hate doing these things. But, you know, I mean, so we thought you know, instead of just putting our costume on and getting our pictures taken, we thought we can do stuff for charities and stuff like that.
Oh, that's great. And so what kind of activities do you do? Where are the places you go?
We've been to a lot of the New England Comic Cons, and we're doing pirate festivals, and, you know, we offer games. We're taking donations for games for children and, you know, to help out the charities of the cons and places we go.
And how about you? What kind of activities do you work on?
Within the group, I mean, I attend all the events. We also do parades and Renaissance fairs. We cover a whole variety of things. And I mean, everything you see here in our setup is actually, you know, our group members made this. He does leather work. He makes costumes. We made that wonderful cage. We made the Kraken. So I helped with engineering and constructing those projects.
Cool. I've had my arm inside the Kraken.
There
He
you
was
go.
eating it
See,
last year.
Lola,
Yeah.
Lola got hungry.
Yeah. Oh, what's the name of the Kraken?
That's Lola.
Lola. Awesome.
Yeah, she's our Kraken.
All right. And so, New England Brethren of Pirates, how many people do you have in your group?
We have anywhere right now, I think, 20 to 30 members. Wow. And, you know, we're growing. After every event, we get more members, and, you know, we've got a good group of people that like to help out others. So, you know, that's what it's about.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I see you got like a Pirate Roberts, the dreaded
That is our
Pirate,
good Pirate Roberts.
Dreadnought.
Yeah.
And you're Captain Jack, of course.
Well, yes.
Any particular character name? Or?
No character. I'm just Kate the Great. That's me.
Kate the Great.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, I'm with Dee Wallace. Dee Wallace, this is awesome. Movies like Critters and Cujo and
Howling
and
the
Howling.
Frighteners
Oh
and
my,
E.T.
oh my
and-
God.
I'm helping him out here.
Oh, this is awesome. I've been wanting to meet you my entire life.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you came to Rhode Island.
old.
No, well, I'm old. I'm old too. So there you go. I want to ask you one thing about that I interviewed you for. I'm choking up because I'm so overwhelmed by this. You were recently on Grimm.
I am.
And I thought that was so cool when I thought that the character Monroe, his parents were coming, and it opens the door, and who do I see as the mom but you?
I know.
How did you get that role? How did you get that?
You know, the producers produced a film I was in years ago called Secret Admirer. And they called and offered me the part.
Okay.
So it's always nice these days because usually we have to go in and audition.
Right.
Even though we've starred in the biggest blockbuster of all time.
Yep.
So yeah, it was a nice little surprise, and I got to tell you, the nicest company, the greatest people, fabulous actors. Just feel really blessed.
Now, have you wrapped up? Have you doing anything more for that show? Your role in that
I
show?
don't know. I did 3. Okay. And now they're down for the season. So so now you wait. Now you wait and you hope you made a big enough hit that you come back.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll see.
So write in. If
it.
you write in, they will have me back. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
The social media, you guys have no idea how powerful you are anymore.
Right. Tell us a little bit about the books that you've written.
Ah, my books. Well, I'm a clairaudient, and I do healing work. I do private sessions all across the world every day. And they're really about giving up your story, taking your responsibility for your own life back, moving into your power, getting the money, the health, the relationships you want. I'm pretty good at that.
I'm sure you are. Now, promote your website.
I am DeeWallace.com.
Very nice. Okay. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
Can I get a hug? Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Let's move on. See what else we got. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So I am standing here with a really cool guy. This is Bill Diamond, artist, producer, puppeteer extraordinaire. And I was looking over at this booth over here at TerrorCon 2014, and he has a Monster TV network that's online, and I really was interested, so he has graciously agreed to talk to us. So Bill, how you doing today?
Good. How you doing? How's everything going?
Oh, we're having a wonderful time here in Rhode Island. So, I saw about your Monster TV network. Why don't you explain a little bit about that and a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Monster TV Network was created over 10 years ago. First it came out as a DVD. Sarah Karloff, Boris Karloff's daughter, Bela Lugosi Jr., and Ron Chaney, and Cortland Hull, and Victoria Price, all banded together with me to create this network for all these characters to learn about the classic movies, learn about the artists and makeup behind all that, and the special effects people.
Oh, that is really awesome. And you said that's been on for a while?
Yes, we had just moved the platform to Facebook, so they can follow on the Bill Diamond Production Facebook page, and they can follow any of the shows. I also do video diaries when we do appear at different places, like we're here at TerrorCon, and I'll also be back here at Comic-Con.
Oh, that is awesome. Now, you're sitting in back of a bunch of puppets. Now, you're a puppeteer, started out with Jim Henson Productions, is that right?
That's correct. I started out at the Henson building in New York. John Henson and I are good friends, and we've known each other for many, many years. His dad had me do some work for him, and I got my start there like many other puppeteers did. I always wanted to have my own studio, so I had built that, and our studios are in New York.
And these puppets are really, really well done. I'll have to check out some of your work and see just how well, some of the shows are. What are you working on currently?
Well, we're working on a number of things. We're working on a new sports series with our Dr. Rock characters going back into time to learn all about the history of sports. I also do lighting for the Yes Network for the Yankees.
Okay.
I also produce a number of online shows like Monster TV, After Hours, and we also assist a number of other network studios to do other programming.
Okay. Now, what is your website again so our viewers can go and take a look?
Okay, at Bill Diamond Productions on your Facebook page.
Okay, and like he said, he's going to be here at Rhode Island Comic Con in November, so once you see this, you can come and check out and talk to him yourself. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It gives him a chance to see the size of the characters, gives him a chance to get the background. Jim Martin's here. He's also was with Muppets, and gives us a chance to let them into Jim's world and our world.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. So wasn't some of that stuff cool?
That was a lot of fun.
I got to tell you, Marc was going absolutely gaga over Dee Wallace-Stone. Oh my God! I thought you were gonna blow a gasket.
Yeah, I got all tongue-tied. I didn't know what to do with this poor woman, you know. But she was very gracious. She was very nice.
Speaking of tongue-tied, that'll lead us into our next segment, which is Toob News with Marc. Here you go.
Thank you. Hey, wait a minute. All right, here we go. What I want to do this month is talk about summer TV for 2014, all right? And we'll go, there's some chick flicks in here this month, too. It's interesting. July 6th is Season 2 of The Witches of East End, which is a Lifetime channel series. And that airs on Lifetime at 9 p.m., so if you're interested in that kind of show. July 9th is Extant with Holly Berry on CBS at 9 p.m. So that's been getting some pretty interesting hype. July 11th is Hemlock Grove Season 2 on Netflix. Did you watch Hemlock Grove, the first one?
I did not.
You got to check that out. It's werewolves and vampires, and what a freaky show that was. And I didn't think they could go anywhere with it as far as it would be just a one-season thing, but they've managed.
Is it like Twilight?
It's nothing like Twilight, which is why you should check it out.
Then I'm in.
Exactly. July 13th, we have The Strain on FX at 10 p.m., the vampire series.
Okay.
You're laughing because?
The Strain. Jay would normally insert some kind of like really creepy, funny, stupid joke here, but
okay, let's try it.
Smiled, so.
All right. July 13th, there's The Strain on FX.
Yeah, like somebody trying to go to the bathroom.
I didn't see that one coming. All right. July 20th is The Lottery on Lifetime. It runs for 10 episodes at 10 p.m. The year is 2025, and the series is set in a dystopian future when women have stopped having children. Hence the title, The Lottery. Interesting stuff. August 9th, we have a series called Outlander on Stars, if you subscribe to that. Outlander follows the story of Claire Randall, a married combat nurse from 1945 who is mysteriously swept back in time to 1743, where she is forced to marry Jamie, a chivalrous and romantic young Scottish warrior. The series is based on Diana Gabaldon's best-selling series. So it's like a sci-fi romance time travel thing. Have you seen it?
I've read it.
You've read it. Okay. So that's neat. And then August 13th, we have Legends, which is a spy thriller, 9 p.m. on TNT, starring Sean Bean. He's a very deep cover operative who can assume the identity of almost anyone to the point where he literally loses his mind. He doesn't know who he is, where he is, and so far and so forth.
How deep is it?
He's so deep, he has trouble like finding his bedroom or something. Whatever. So that's going to be August 13th. What?
That was bad.
I know. And then, okay.
Why we should leave the jokes to you.
Okay, well that's why we should leave the jokes to Jay. He's a deep operative cover on TNT.
How deep is it?
I don't know. You're the one with the jokes.
You put the microphone over in front of me. What am I supposed to say?
That's true. Okay. So that's all I have for TV news. Comic-related news. Alien Legion on Civil War from Titan Press. First issue came out June 25th. The original creator, Carl Potts, is teaming with writer Chuck Dixon and artist Larry Stroman for the first new Alien Legion material since 1993. The series goes back to the 80s, actually, when Marvel had a spin-off called Epic Press. They did this, think of the French Foreign Legion in outer space.
It was the closest thing they had to the Vertical series from a few years later on the Vertical label on the DC side. Alien Legion was an excellent series.
Yeah, it was really good. They had started working on an animated version, and they had press, and they had some kind of clips of it, and then suddenly the bottom dropped out, and we never heard from it again. It fell through. But Titan Press is doing this 4-issue miniseries based on Alien Legion. If you see it in the comic book store, pick it up. It's really good stuff. All right, that's all I have this month for TV news. Let's move on to James, who's not here, but he's on the show. talking about his things on Anime Daisuki. Take it away, James.
All right, so it's Anime Daisuki time right now. I'm here in the studio because I couldn't make it to the picnic, but I had a great time because I was in Maine for a little vacation, but I wanted to bring to you some footage that I shot at Pop Culture Expo. I happened to work staff for Pop Culture Expo back in Memorial Day weekend of May, and I got to see a bunch of different actors. I worked the lines and stuff like that. So it was really cool and lots of fun. And they'll be doing a Northeast Comic-Con in November. And then they'll probably do Pop Culture Expo again next year. So here it is.
Barbara, never mind.
Here's our next set of clips from TerrorCon.
All right, James here with Monster Haiku. So Jason, tell me about Monster Haiku.
Monster Haiku is a daily comic strip that I do on the internet. It features about a dozen or so child-sized monsters, and every strip is a haiku. So every strip has 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. Lots of violence, lots of puns, everything that makes America great.
That's great. So how long have you been doing this?
4 years. In July, it will be 5 years.
And you have it on the internet?
Yes, it's available every day on the internet at monsterhaiku.com.
Monsterhaiku.com.
Yep.
Cool. We're gonna read it and check it out. I'm
Please
Japanese. I enjoy haikus.
Really? I'm
yes.
Jewish. I like matzo balls.
Matzo balls. Here, there's also another form that's like 5 lines with 5, 7, 5, 7 or something like that. I forget the name of it.
Yeah, I know that too. The 3, 2 or 2, 3, 2 or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. I couldn't work with that. That's too little for me.
Yeah.
Actually, I started out. I took the year off to be a stay-at-home dad, and I don't know if you spend much time with babies, but they're incredibly boring.
Yeah.
So I started making comics to kind of keep my mind together. And while I was doing that, this is the first time I ever made comics. I was like, this is great. I want to do the old 4-panel variety. So I had these little monsters here, and I said, well, what am I going to do with these monsters? I could do anything in the world. I could have them work in an office, or I could have them, you know, live together in a house, but I couldn't figure it out. So then I found this strip where someone took the words out of a Charlie Brown strip and put in a haiku. And all of a sudden I had like limits, and I was like, that's what I can do. So the limits are what really kind of made it come together for me. So Thanks, Japan.
Wow, that's great.
On behalf of me.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jason. Have a good time.
You too.
All right, we're with Chase, and he's promoting Terror in Rhode Island.
Thank you, thank you.
This is like, what, the 2nd or 3rd year you do this?
This is going to be the 2nd year in Cranston. We have another location up in New Hampshire. That one's been going, I believe, for 7 years now. But second year for Cranston. It went well last year. We had a good time, and just looking to bring the fear back here to Cranston again.
Okay, now whereabouts in Cranston, Rhode Island?
We're actually located on the grounds of Mulligan's Island. It's 1000 New London Avenue. Yep, in Cranston, Rhode Island.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about some of the features for this.
We actually have 3 different haunted houses. We have a 3D haunted house called Festival of Fear. We have a graveyard called Devil's Playground, which is all outside. You're under the stars, you got the trees going. And then we have Darkness Falls, which is a completely pitch black haunted house. You got to go through it with nothing but a glow stick.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, amazing.
So we got those, and then we got a DJ playing, we got food, we got everything. It's a full night worth of fun and fear.
Cool. All right, that sounds good. And When does it start running and how long does it run?
We start at the last weekend of September. It's our buy one, get one free weekend. And then we run through the month of October and we'll end on November 1st.
Okay, good. Sounds good. So if you're in the area, you can check out Terror in Rhode Island over at the Mulligan's Island Complex in Cranston, Rhode Island. All right, Jace, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And
I
good luck.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
Now, it wouldn't be Terracon without zombies, and yes, The Walking Dead is all the rage right now, but George Romero started the whole zombie genre, and his Night of the Living Dead movies have been some of the best horror stuff going on. And back in 2005, he came out with the fourth version, Land of the Dead, and with me is Eugene Clark, who is Big Daddy, the main zombie. Now, for those of you who have seen the movie, and for those of you who haven't seen the movie, having a character who doesn't do anything other than grunts and whatnot really steal the show, really makes it memorable. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How is Rhode Island treating you?
Great. The people are great. It's a wonderful place. It looks good. Food's good. I'm having an amazing time.
So why don't you talk a little bit about Land of the Dead, how you got the role, and how it has affected your life?
Well, I basically auditioned for the role. George, in the audition room, there was a table, a chair, and an office phone, business phone. George said, "You're coming back to life. You're remembering things. Go." So I looked at the phone. I laid down. I went from infancy, so that meant playing with the phone, sleeping on the phone, putting the handle in my mouth, to banging the phone, to in the end standing up in a rage with a chair over my head. And George said, "Oh, you got me." How has it changed my life? Well, they introduced me to the convention world and the amazing people that come in costume and basically keep this alive, keep the movies going. So in that way, it changed my life. I really wasn't aware of this side of the business.
It really is fun to interact with the fans, and you see people in costume and people come along, and it's always nice to talk to them. Anything that you're working on now?
The Space Riders is a web series that should be airing now. There's a movie called Look Again. It's a comedy written by Daniel O'Connor. I work with him on Stand By Your Booth, which in fact, if you're riding on Air Canada, you can see it, and it just got picked up. I forget by whom. And there's a show called Remedy. Should be out. But go to imdb.com and you'll see a list of things. And maybe if you haven't seen me in some of the shows that's on imdb.com, then that's new to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was very good. Thank you.
All right, that's going to be it this month for this Sci-Fi Journal for July 2014. Any shout-outs or any special mentions?
Yes, to the graduating seniors on my bus this year. So Haley, Caitlin, Rebecca, David, Renee, Trevor, and Brian. I'm pretty sure I got everybody. Congratulations. Gonna miss you. You guys. Wonderful year.
Wow, we're talking about graduations. Congratulations to my daughter Madison Morisseau, who graduated from Pilgrim High School this year and is going to be a freshman at Rhode Island College this fall.
And congratulations to my son Ian, who graduated from URI with honors and is now gainfully employed. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you for being gainfully employed. Okay, if you want to reach us, we have a Twitter feed. It's at RISFC. Drop us a line. We have a Facebook page. You can go to our Facebook page. Our website is www.risfc.org, so please check that out. We have, during the summer, we run a lot of movie nights, so we'll go see Transformers and all the other movies that we mentioned as well. So anything else we want to mention before we go? Thank you to the audience. Thank you, audience. Oh, what an enthusiastic audience we have. All right, that's going to be it for this month's edition of Sci-Fi Journal. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in August with footage from TerrorCon. All right, bye.